Here we have the La Sportiva Mandala
and Futura.
And today we'll be talking about how they compare side by side. But to kick things off, we're going to focus on the no-edge technology. Now this has been around for a fair few years now. I reviewed the La Sportiva Genius, which was one of the forerunners within the collection way back in 2015. But questions still arise about what it is. Is it just a worn-out climbing shoe? No, it's not. That's the good news.
So when it comes to no-edge technology, a normal edge shoe would either be on a hold or off a hold. But with no edge, you have the ability to smidge and smear to a larger degree than you would with a standard edge shoe.
Another thing is that you can actually roll around in them much more easily without fear of rolling off of that edge. You can actually afford to be a little bit less precise in them because you can just kind of stuff your foot onto something, and it is amazing how often it catches.
The no-edge design means that the curvature at the front of the boot sits closer to your foot. Therefore, you have better contact with the rock itself.
But great though this all sounds, how do they perform in reality? We take a look indoors and out. So whilst the Mandala and the Futura share that same no-edge technology, they're similar in some ways, but actually incredibly different in others. They share a different fit, they offer differing levels of support, and overall we'd actually say that they're most likely to suit different people for different things.
La Sportiva actually say that Futura is the best all-rounder.
And it is a good all-rounder, and it's been a great all-rounder for Tim, but it fits Tim. The Mandala fits me really well, and I'd say it's the best all-rounder for me. So the best and most suitable of these two shoes largely comes down to your own foot shape and what you're looking to do with it.
In general, we've found the Futura to be narrower, lower volume, and definitely softer. It also has a different closure system to the Mandala. So all in all, the feature set is actually very different to the Mandala.
And the Mandala is wider, great for me, higher volume, also great for me, and offers a bit more support, also great for me.
In general, I actually like a softer shoe and I like it to be narrower. So therefore, the Futura actually suits me a lot better.
So no edge excels in the indoor environment. It really does take advantage of that ability to just paste your foot on almost anything, and it is remarkable with how it sticks. This is particularly noticeable on those big volumes you get in modern climbing walls, as you can roll your toe across them without fear of it slipping on or off an edge. There are almost no disadvantages to no edge indoors. This is arguably where it's at its most strong.
I think we found that the Futura, just being that much softer, just tends to sort of lend itself to more indoor climbing and more comp style climbing.
That said, the Mandala was by no means weak in these departments. It's probably stronger within the outdoor disciplines.
There is no doubt that no edge definitely excels when it comes to friction-based rock types, particularly on gritstone and sandstone. The just general profile of the toe just means you have more contact area with the rock. So therefore, you just stick to things better.
Now when it comes to edgier rock types, so this is your rhyolites or your limestones, the answer as to how good it is it depends. There are certain scenarios, such as when you're operating on problems with exceptionally small edges, really dinky little footholds, where an edge is just the only thing that will catch. But those are somewhat specialist. For a lot of edgier rock types, the benefits still stand. You can punch your foot on an edge and the no edge will catch, assuming that your core and shoulders and fingers are strong enough to engage.
Where no edge can fall down is on pockets, and that's mainly because when you go to put your foot in a pocket, you just need that extra 2 mil that a proper edge shoe gives you just to sort of creep inside that pocket. But the profile, even though it's amazing when it comes to smearing, just means you don't have that extra couple of millimeters you might need for really precise pocket or edge climbing.
As always with these things, strengths can be weaknesses, and a strength while smearing is just a weakness whilst using pockets. When it comes to sport climbing, this is definitely where I felt the Mandala came into its own. Throughout our day of filming at Horseshoe Quarry, the Mandala was perfect. Because on those pitches, they tend to be technical, they tend to be sustained, and you have always got your weight through your feet due to the vertical, maybe slightly slabby nature of the rock that's there. And the no edge did remarkably well, perhaps better than I was expecting, because limestone is, by its very nature, such an edgy rock type. But the fact you can paste your feet on, and that's useful because when you have more rubber to rock, and the rock's quite polished, the chances of you gripping are that bit greater. But
the Futura was actually almost too soft. But then if you took it to somewhere like Santa Linnea, like a big Spanish sport climbing cave, then it would probably be perfect. So again, it's getting the right tool for the job.
And I think that's what's been interesting about reviewing the Mandala and the Futura. Both are really good, but I would have probably got on much worse with the Futura, and Tim would have got on much worse with the Mandala had he have reviewed that. But we've both been impressed with their performance and actually how good an all-rounder they are, particularly with the Mandala for bouldering outside and sport climbing.
And the Futura when it comes to indoors and competition style climbing.
The final thing to say is about La Sportiva's build quality, which is exceptional. Every single feature on this shoe feels like it's been crafted.
And as a result, I think it's fair to say that either of these shoes are going to last really well and come with the advantage that they can all be resold.
Now when it comes to pricing, these are undoubtedly premium performance climbing shoes, and that is reflected in the price and the craftsmanship. The Mandala comes in at £165 RRP.
And the Futura comes in at 160.
Now this is in the ballpark of what you'd expect to pay in the year 2024 for a performance climbing shoe. And I think the thing that makes these more justifiable is that build quality.
I would actually go as far to say that these are probably some of the nicest rock shoes that we've tested in the last year.
La Sportiva operate on quite a unique sizing scale, and within these you can expect to go down a lot of sizes. Tim went down 3 European sizes from his high street shoe size in the Futura, and I went down 3.5 sizes in the Mandala, and that's just for a comfortable fit. But great though this advice might be, definitely try before you buy. Get to see how they feel on your feet first. So if you haven't tried a no-edge shoe before, we definitely recommend giving one a go. If there's a boot demo near you, they are definitely worth a try. And they are truly exceptional indoors too. You will have a whole lot of fun using them.
When it comes to which is the best shoe out of these two, it's almost an impossible task. For me, I'm definitely more suited to the Futura.
And for me, it is undoubtedly the Mandala. But for you, try them on and make your own mind up. Go with whichever feels best.